Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Friday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. And Scotty's beautiful, sunny California, Beverly Hills mansion. Yes, that's Scotty, a Sirius XM Liquid Metal. The lifestyles of the rich and famous. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. As the Devils tonight, victorious over the BJs, 4-1. Lots to talk about. Scotty's got his game face on. I see that.
Yeah.
He's going to talk a little bit about the game, his thoughts. But before we begin, just remember, joinourcrew.com. The tailgate on February 17th. Sign up, and you'll get all the information about our tailgate as we know it, because right now we have no information. But sign up, because as soon as we know what's going on, you will know where we're going to be tailgating, where to find us, all the hoopla, all the fun we're going to have, the Ann Crew Brew, and all that kind of jazz. And we got some surprises, but we can't reveal that right now. Scotty, take it away.
All right. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Happy Friday to you. Getting the weekend started the right way here. Game number 43. The Road Warriors are back at it. Back in Columbus, saying hello to our old friend Damon Severson once again. And the Devils playing game number 43, or is this 44? I think it's 43 on
43.
the season. We got Vanacek in goal tonight against old Elvis. Get your sideburns ready. Brendan Smith before the game, to the IR. Hataka's called back up. And this is a 4-point game for the Devils tonight. And a very winnable game, much like the Montreal Canadiens 2 days ago. So we'll see how this is all out. Will Lindy Ruff finally unleash Alexander Holtz? Because I know there's been a lot of things written about that, but just remember who was talking about this first. It was you and I and Sam Wu right here on Devils After Dark. I say, these articles come out now recently, but we've been talking about this on Devils After Dark with Alexander Holtz for quite some time now. So let's give a little credit to ourselves for being on top of things. Thank you very much. Let's get it going over here. The Devils had an early 2-on-1. Woo! Right off the bat in this game, but Tyler Toffoli missed the net. Oh, holy Toffoli. Where have you been? That's kind of the theme of the Devils in the first period, was missing the net on some glorious opportunities. Then we had our man, who has been proving himself over and over again, Alexander Holtz. He gets a forward pass, and he uses his speed. We all know he had some issues with the skates. Feet's got to move. Well, now they do for Mr. Holtz. And he tried to do a power move with a defender draped all over him, trying to cut right to the front of the net over there, but alas, didn't really get a shot on way. And then it began for the Columbus Bluejackets. The first shot of the game! Right in the net. Cole Sillinger gets his 8th of the year at 4:21 into the first period. This is an even strength goal, and I don't think you can really put this one on Vitek Vanacek. This was some pretty plays going on. Sillinger got himself, was it like 2 drop passes in a row? Like, boom, right back. And Sillinger, he put a rocket shot that clanked in off the post. Again, tough one to put on Vitek because that was a really nice play there by the Blue Jackets to get themselves on the board 421 into the game. And then another issue that the Devils seemed to have in this contest was taking penalties. They took a number of them. I gotta look here. How many penalties did they take? Oh, I guess they only took 3. That seemed like more. I could have swore they had like 4. But either way, Eric Halla into the box. But then our old friend from Philadelphia, Prevalone, Ivan, don't call me Prevalone Provolov. He took an interference penalty, and we get some 4-on-4 action. Leads to a shortened Devils power play. And again, Eric Halla, after he's out of the box, a glorious opportunity, misses the net. John Marino had a bad turnover in the D zone, but Vitek Vanacek bailed him out with a timely save. Toffoli took a penalty after that. Devils penalty kill went back to work. Cal Foote. Ayo, what is taking this guy so long to get into the lineup? Feel like he should have been there a little bit earlier in the season. I don't know about you, but liking what I'm seeing from Cal Foote. The stay-at-home defense, the solidness, the hits, the block shots. Hell's bells, he had a beauty of an assist tonight as well. But he's doing a good job on that penalty kill. Getting in those lanes. He's a big body over there. Getting in those lanes and clearing out that crease. Beef. You know we love the beefalytics here at Devils After Dark. Either way, Devils get that one killed off as well. Timo Meier gets a nice deflection opportunity off of a long-range Luke shot. Luke. Don't cough up the puck, consider ice. Luke. And that tip after Timo, it kind of ping-ponged off of a couple skates right in front, and it was like sitting right in the crease. Elvis and his sideburns came through and was able to freeze the puck. Devils get a power play over there, but again, some more opportunities, just missing the net. That was kind of the theme, like I said, for them in that first period. So now we move into the second, and hang on, what is this? Okay, I've gotten in my ear from Mrs. Wu that we need to go ahead and take a quick break and go to the Mrs. Wu's Displeasure Palace studio in the bunker for a Devils After Dark game update with the king of the football calls himself, Sam by God Woo.
This game update is brought to you by And Crew Brew. And Crew Brew. Join us on February 17th for our outdoor tailgate. Join us at joinourcrew.com. Devils, Bluejackets in Columbus, in Ohio State, Buckeye territory. Oh, baby, do we have a game right now? Devils down 1-0. Driving in the Blue Jackets 10-yard line. Lindy Ruff is going to call Wildcat. Nevitz under center. The puck is snapped. He shovels past to Marino. Touchdown, Devils! Touchdown, Devils! John Marino is in the end zone! It is a 1-1 tie!
All right. Take the helmet off so the blood, actually can flow through the body once again over there.
Yeah. Sorry, I blew that one. So
I was almost waiting for the classic Chris Farley, Chicago Bears super fans. Don't worry, just having a heart attack over here.
All right,
What number is that for you? That makes a baker's dozen for me.
I'm just gonna bench myself for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if you were, Lindy Ruff would definitely bench you after that. I'm sorry, Sam Wu. He would bench you. No more shifts for the rest of the game. Oh, well, what a football call right there. I don't think we've ever had a Sam Wu chokes halfway through the football call before. Mrs. Wu, bring him some water. I think he hurt himself putting that helmet on his head over there. But John Marino, John, don't call me Dad. Laces out, isotoner gloves, Marino. Gets the Devils on the board and starts the ferocious four that happened here in the second period. And this was a really nice play by Marino. Nemec gets the assist on it, his 8th of the year. Even strength, 28 seconds into the second to tie the game up 1-1. And this was really John getting the puck, along the blue line. And then he sees like there's a lane down the center. And he starts moving from the side over towards, center ice at the blue line. And Nico Hischier is also moving there, setting up a screen so Sideburns can't see the puck coming. And when John lets the shot go, he almost shoots it around Nico Hischier, who does like the little spinaroonie. And then the puck goes right by and into the net. Nice shot there by John, and also great screen by the captain. 1-1 Devils. 1-1 tied up. Marino, his 3rd of the year. And then, literally on the next shift, Vitek Vanacek almost gave it right back to the Blue Jackets. An easy shot slipped between the arm and the body, and luckily clanked off the post. And then we had some classic VV flippy flops going on after that, which we saw a lot of in the third period as well. But luckily, that one went off the post, or else this game, the momentum and everything could have changed drastically, because it was literally the next shift. But the Devils get a power play. They don't convert on it. A little uneventful, but the man who has been on everyone's mind in recent days, the young rookie, some used to say, trade him away. I said no from the get-go. Said this kid was special. Amazing. Like, remember Peyton Manning? The laser rocket arm? He's got a laser rocket shot. Alexander Holtz. Man, does he come through once again. And I'll tell you what, I hope Lindy's watching the tape, because you know how this whole play started? Was Alexander Holtz in the defensive zone, getting the puck, winning a battle along the boards, and putting a backhand pass to Chris Tierney, who was able to exit the zone and move up. And yes, Holtzy then caught back up with the play. So eventually, I think it was it Willman? Yeah, I think Willman is the one who passed it to Holtz, who comes eventually, they're in the zone there for a little bit. They had a couple of opportunities. They keep the puck in, and Willman gets it to Holtz, who comes around, and he puts a cross-ice pass on the diagonal right to the corner by the blue line, where our buddy, Cal Foote, is sitting there waiting. And I think everyone in the arena, I know myself, probably you as well, thought Cal might have wound up for the old big slapper from the point, but instead, he does the old fake shot pass sort of thing, and he sends it right back across to Alexander Holtz, who kind of, Holtzy likes to do those spin-offs and come back in and find that opening, and usually he's the one letting the big blast go, winding up. But this time, Foote puts an amazing pass back on that diagonal across, and Holtze is there to redirect it right into the net for his, count 'em, 12th goal of the year. 12 already. He's got 3 in the last 4 games. Cal Foote gets his first point as a Devil. Max Willman gets his first assist of the season as well. Even strength goal once again. At 8:40 of the second period, Devils take a 2-1 lead. And after that, get another PK. Devils kill it off. And look at this. The Blue Jackets, they hit the post on this power play, but they did not get a shot on any of their 3 power plays during this game. Now, Vitek Vanacek started to play a lot better in this second period. He was making some big timely saves, moving across. The one thing is, if you go back and look at him, there's a lot of those juicy rebounds that he's still giving up. And we know he goes into his flip-flop mode, and against the Blue Jackets, this team will get away with that, but against some other teams, probably not so much. So VTech is still got to work on that rebound control because there were some juicy ones lying out there. So that's the one thing. He played a good game. Don't get me wrong. Played a good game. But if you watch some of these saves that he was making, it was 1, 2, 3 in a row because the big juicy rebounds are just sitting out there for the opposition. Again, they get away with it against the Blue Jackets, but he's got to clean that up a little bit. So Devils up 2-1. We're a little more than halfway through the second period, and then the captain comes through. Nico Hischier says, all right, Holtze, slow down there, youngster. I'm going to get my 12th goal of the season as well. And that's what the captain does, unassisted at 13:31 of the second to put the Devils up 3-1. Another even strength goal for your New Jersey Hockey Devils. And this was Nico. He comes in, he enters the offensive zone, and it looks like he's trying to get a pass across to, I don't know if it was Timo or Dawson Mercer, one or the other. But the Blue Jackets defenseman, I don't remember who it was, they got their stick on it, and the puck kind of like pops up real quick and back down, and Nico was able to regather it. And instead of looking around, he sees that Dawson Mercer is streaking towards the net. He sees that he's got Timo Meier basically in the same position that Nico was on John Marino's goal. So he's seeing, hey, I got a screen, and I got one of my guys going there for a rebound opportunity as well. I'm going to put a nasty top shelf corner shot on and see what we can do. And it beat old Sideburns to put the Devils up 3-1. Nico Hischier again, his 12th, unassisted, 13:31 for the captain. And then Nate Bastian says, whoa, slow down, guys. Let's not forget about the fourth line over here. We've been playing really well, and we've talked about it. Since that game against Chicago, it's like a whole new Nate Bastian out there. He's playing physical. He's going to the net. He's making his presence felt. He's getting some dirty goals. And he's getting some pretty goals as well over here. But this is what we have been waiting to see all season from Nate Bastian. I don't know if it was Mikey McLeod kind of moving up the ranks and he was just lost for a little bit, but you see some of that chemistry now starting to form with Bastian out there, and he's getting that power play 2 time again. So all good things for Nate over here. But the fourth line gets the Blue Jackets trapped in the zone, and they cough up the puck behind the net. And they're trying to fiddle around and get it out. They're making some misplays over here. The puck goes up to the boards, and Kevin Ball's like, I got it. And he comes pinching into the zone here, picks the puck, and, again, you're thinking, much like Cal Foote, you're going to get a shot from far. And Kevin Ball's like, I got a lot of space here on this wing. There's no one here. Let me skate this puck in a little bit. And that is what he does. And he makes a beauty of a pass. Is that Ball or Bratt over there? Oh, that's big old Kevin Ball. Balls to the wall, yeah. He makes a beauty of a pass right into the crease. And who is standing there for the pretty dirty goal? But Nate Bastian to deflect it right into the net for his third of the season. Another even strength goal at 14:43. Devils are up 4-1. That's Bastian his third, coming from Ball his sixth. And man, that was a nice pass from Kevin Ball. I was not expecting that. I was expecting to get the puck, shoot. But that hockey sense was kicking in. He had a little extra time. Noticed that lane. Let me drive on down in there. Let me see what we can make happen. And he did. And Nate Bastian, once again, bringing the beefalytics, being in front of the net, right where he should be. As we know, he's got to crash that net. He's got to get those dirty goals. So good job all around there by both those guys, putting the Devils up 4-1. After that, it was a lot more of Vitek Vanacek coming up and making some big saves. He's still leaving those big rebounds, but he didn't get burned by the Blue Jackets until the very end of the game. However, Eagle Eye Lindy and the replay crew says, whoa, hang on. These Blue Jackets are offsides over here. And you go back and you look and you're like, oh, whoa. They were way offsides on this play. So the goal that the Blue Jackets put in the third period gets wiped off the board. It's a good challenge for the Devils, and they wrap this game up with a 4-1 victory. The 4-point game, they put up 4 goals, and they get this much-needed win after the old poo-poo performance against the Canadiens. The Devils strike back just the way they should against a lower echelon team. Shots on goal for the Devils, 10, 14, 9 for a total of 33. In the first period for the Blue Jackets, 5, 13, 11 for a total of 29. Devils absolutely dominated the face-off circle, 34 wins to the Blue Jackets 19. I think they were 12 for 13 or 13 for 14 in the first period. I mean, it was domination, Pantera style. Well, speaking of, we got the Dallas Stars coming in tomorrow night. You know, old Vinny and Dime's house, or the old Stanley Cup story, getting thrown off the roof into the pool. Either way, Devils, power play, 0 for. They got the bagel, 0 for 4. But the Blue Jackets were 0 for 3, and the Devils did not let up a shot. So, on one side, but really good on the other. Block shots, the Devils, 19 block shots. Love seeing that. And today, Ball got into the action. Cal Foote was back into it, and John Marino. I think each of them had 3 block shots today. Love seeing that. The Devils were out hit 21-11, but they pick up this much needed victory over the lowly Blue Jackets. And let me just go back here real quick and take a look at these standings. The Devils are now 2 points out of the final wild card, and they have 2 games in hand on both the Red Wings and the Lightning. Each team has 23 regulation wins. The Capitals are up on us by 1 point with 50, but we have them in the wins column. Games played are even. And again, we've talked about this. When you look at the standings over here, you know, you got Washington at 50, the Devils at 49, the Penguins at 48, the Islanders at 48, the Canadiens at 45, even the Sabres now at 44. There's going to be a lot of movement in and out of this playoff picture for the rest of the season. The Red Wings got 51, Tampa Bay's got 51. So we're going to see a lot of fluctuation. So don't flip out, you know, that the Devils right now aren't in the wild card. They play these 2 games, they may pop right back in there. Now, we all know about tomorrow. It'll be the second half of a back-to-back, and we're playing the Dallas Stars, which is going to be quite the contest going on there. But still, The Devils have those 2 games in hand. Want to know what you think about it on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Instagram, X, Twitch, wherever. Hit us up. Let us know. And let's check in with the now recovered from his football call. Mrs. Wu did the medical report. He's okay. We should get like remember like the Tecmo Bowl when the players come back from injury and they come like running out of the little hospital?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah,
we do that with your head on like the Tecmo Bowl player, like coming out of the.
Maybe we can fit that into the budget. And thank you for the super chats. Super chats from Ronaldo. Yeah, Ronaldo and Max. Max
Woo!
Max
Woo!
Victory Bucks. Can they do it again tomorrow? That is the $1 million question. Got to be consistent. LGD. Can't wait for the football call. That wasn't one of my best football calls. I'll tell you what happened. As soon as I put that helmet on, it was just, I don't know. It was weird. Things were blurry, and it threw me off. So well, I got to be a little careful with that football helmet.
We've never had you choke before during the football call, so it's like everything is something new, Sam. Well, last time we had the tush push. Now we had the choke call. We've had an old yeller call. We've had all these different types. So each one, we've had fumbles, we had safeties.
Yeah, this one I almost died on air. But so
we need you running out of that hospital Tecmo Bowl style.
Yeah, and then you see Mrs. Wu just take a bucket of water and just splash it on me, and then suddenly I'm okay. Yeah.
Wake up and take the garbage out.
But yes, actually I did that this morning, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, try to beat the storm, all that kind of stuff. I do all the husband stuff. When Mrs. Wu wants it done, it gets done. But usually.
It was probably the helmet cutting off all the blood circulation there. But
yeah,
the helmet's so funny.
Yeah.
Because it's so small.
Plus,
and you got a big head. You got a bigger head.
I know.
What size hat are you?
Oh, it's always the largest. Like, I have a big head. It's playing hockey and lacrosse for many years. Like, I always none of the helmets work, and even my shoes, they always have to be extra wide. I'm just a wide person, big boned, so I can't help it.
Now we know what Mrs. Wu sees in them. You got those extra wide shoes, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now we get it. Okay.
Yeah. One day for Christmas, she's probably going to buy me one of those, wide load, signs and put it behind my vehicle. Anyway.
Oh, man.
But
Sam, what did you think of this game? Before we get into, the second half of a back-to-back with the Dallas Stars already in New Jersey, being well rested. What did you think of this game, which to me was like one that they had to win?
Had they lost this game going into Sergei Brylin night, they had to win this game, but nobody was saying it. But after what happened with Montreal, I think it was a little bit overblown. About the question and Lindy Ruff and Alexander Holtz and the 8 minutes of ice time, which was pretty much gave us a lot of material here on the Let's Go Devils podcast and other writers and bloggers and all that for the last day and a half.
Mm-hmm.
This is a win that the Devils needed. You're playing the Blue Jackets, a team that you should beat, which they did. They fell 1-0 to them early on, but they didn't lose their composure. What I wanted to see is players redeeming themselves. I thought John Marino and Simon Nemec, again, an unlikely pairing. Again, they need more time, but I thought it was a much better performance-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good.
Marino's also playing on his offside as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's like taking a left tackle in football and putting him on the right side for the first time, on the
Yeah.
offensive line. It takes some time to get used to, and not everybody can do it either. So the other thing too, Nathan Bastian has finally been consistently effective in the last 5 games, using his size in front of the goaltender. I love that play where he just, again, very simple game. Put your stick on the ice, know where the puck is, and get ready for the big shot because the puck is going to go in the net. It's going to go through you. So I love that play. Also, Vitek Vanacek, he's had his problems this season. But I'm hoping that this game will give him a little bit of confidence. He didn't get rattled after that first goal that he gave up, that first shot he gave up. He fought through it, and then he started to feel a little bit of confidence. This is a team that he always beats, and hopefully that will give him some confidence, and maybe a streak will start with VTech. Presumably, I'm thinking Nico Dawes is going to be playing on Saturday. You would think.
I think so.
I want VTech to just savor this win and just build on it. And Alexander Holtz and Shorts Guy put that. Did you read what he put in the group text that nobody really talks about?
No, what?
The whole thing with Lindy Ruff and Alexander Holtz, but sometimes it takes a coach to piss off one of his players by benching him to get him going again.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing with Jesper Bratt. It seemed like, every time Bratt gets pissed off, it's like, gets benched and gets pissed off, suddenly has a multi-point game. Alexander Holtz could have had 3 goals in this game. He was driving hard to the net. He was paying the price. He was trying to earn his keep and earn playing time and possibly get off the 4th line. But he brought the energy, and he made good use of his time. And, there you go. There you go. I mean, Lindy Ruff, he's been criticized by this fan base, which I think it's just, I don't think Devils fans really understand how lucky they have what we have in Lindy Ruff right now. He's been there, done that. Has he won a cup? No. But the way he's developing these players, he's not listening to outside people in the press, people like us, although I do think that he listens to this podcast, but he's in full control of this team, and he's holding players accountable. Whether you agree with him or not, he's coaching. And let's see how the Devils do tomorrow, which hopefully the Sergei Brylin night will give the players a little bit of a boost. That's one of their own, assistant coach. And he's a lifelong Devil, something that Martin Brodeur can't say because he went to St. Louis. And this is a huge honor. I mean, me personally, I think Brylin should have his number retired than the Ring of
Agreed.
Honor. I think the Ring of Honor should really go to Chico Resch because of the lifetime amount of work he's done since joining the organization as original Devil and sticking with the organization through many years, and even gracious enough to come to this podcast, who we can call a super friend of the podcast. So, again, I think we should all be very happy for tonight. Tomorrow's another day. We'll be there at American Whiskey. We're probably going to do Game Day Live a little bit early just because we want everybody to, leave at the appropriate time to get to their seats so they can watch the ceremony and honor Sergei Brelin. And I'll be there. But,
get your selfie with Sam.
Yeah.
If you're going to the game, go to American Whiskey, have an Ann Crew brew, and it's Sam's selfie night.
Yep. And also, we're going to be displaying some signage at American Whiskey with our QR code, so you could join ourcrew.com and sign up.
Right.
I can't tell you, like we say it all the time, but I can't tell you how important it is for you to sign up.
Ted's going to be there. All right.
Great. And the reason why is, let me tell you, Scotty, planning this whole tailgate, there's a lot of logistical challenges, but not knowing where you're going to be in the parking lot and not knowing anything, it's tough. And the only thing we can do is stay in touch with you, the fans, with your email address and text messages, and we can do a simple blast so you know exactly where we're at. But we will give you some clues where we think we're going to be. But till we get there, we don't even know. I mean, they could pretty much, I mean, if they wanted, they could say, hey, that big stage you're bringing to the parking lot, they can actually say, take a hike. They could. You never know.
And just so everyone knows, this is not on us. This is kind of, the league holding some stuff back and everything like that. Yeah. Why? We don't know. We don't ask those questions. But we have been doing our due diligence. I know Sam Woo's been saying the hell with it. I'm just reaching out to the MetLife Stadium people and see if they have answers. And their answers are that stuff is going to come from the NHL. So
they don't even have answers. MetLife.
Yeah, we're kind of waiting because we would love to be able to give you like, hey, parking lot G, section 13, whatever. Like that's where we're going to be. But honestly, we just don't know yet. So yeah. Use the QR code, sign up for it. The blast will go out. We'll put it up on the socials as well, because we're basically going to be finding out everything day of. We know we're going to have a lot of fun. We know we're going to have some football passes from father of John. Don't call me Dan. Laces out isotonic gloves, Marino. Paul Marino.
Should we talk about it? We should talk about it.
I thought we did already.
Well, for the new listeners that don't know, everybody loves the football calls, but do you like the football calls live in the parking lot? But with Paul Marino, the next best thing to John Marino.
Well, wait a minute. What happens if you have a conniption again during the show? What's going to go on there, Sam? Well, you're not going to be able to cut to Scotty here all of a sudden. Now you got to get yourself up again. Maybe we should have a training montage of Sam Woo getting ready for multiple football calls before the tailgate. Ooh,
those videos could go viral.
They could go
viral. We'll go with the Philly theme with the Rocky, with the Rocky, montage. Yeah. Something
and
like
yes,
that.
And we've learned that I didn't know this, but Sam knew this, that our buddy Max here in the YouTube chat is a former kicker himself.
Yes.
So we might have some football field goals. We might have some punts.
Yep.
We might have to return one for a TD, for a big old Devils TD. We're gonna have a lot of fun in that parking lot.
You know what we could do? We could get a bunch of Flyer fans. We'll practice onside kicks.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna do everything we can to keep you up to date on that stuff, though. As the information does come in. And yes, I know we're all anxiously awaiting, the stadium jersey announcements. I think it's probably going to come sometime next week. I think last year they announced it like on the 24th or 5th or 6th, like somewhere around that time last year for the stadium series in February.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess it's going to be something similar. All I know is Fitzy said you will definitely be able to see the numbers from everywhere. So I know a lot of us have been wondering. Beer Baron has his fancy hat that's all blacked out with just the red logo. I have a feeling we might be getting that type of jersey over there, which would be really, really awesome. I'd be super pumped if we got something like that, just like the black and red. So we'll see when it actually comes out, but I'm going to think late next week is probably the date that we're going to get those new stadium jersey announcements, right before All-Star break.
Yeah. Ronaldo says, pay off the Secaucus police and you're fine. No, it's actually the state troopers. The state troopers actually run MetLife Stadium. So the Secaucus police has nothing to do with MetLife Stadium and the Meadowlands.
You paid off the wrong cop, Sam Wu. What did you do? Yeah. What did you do? That's a beer baron move over there.
Yeah.
I paid off the cops. You paid off the local cops, not the troopers. What are you doing?
So, but yeah, I mean, we could, again, lots of things that we could do in this parking lot. Also, Short Sky and I were talking about maybe a little giveaway for the fans. Again, this is all in the planning stages, so, all sorts of stuff. But you got to find us first. I mean, we get it. It's all great. It's great and dandy, but if you don't know where we're at, then what's the point? So,
well, that's why you can use that QR code and you can sign up to join our crew, and that way, yes. Supernova, you're right. It is not Secaucus. It is East Rutherford. But you can use that QR code to sign up, because we will be having the information go up there and everything the day of when we do get settled down and into a spot. I know Sam is planning on getting there as early as we possibly can.
And I'm
to
taking
make sure that
Beer
we're
Baron, by the way.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Never mind. They're going to be about 4 hours late then, so... Yeah,
we'll meet you after the game.
We'll see Sam sometime after the game.
I'm picking up Beer Baron. Beer Baron.
He's pulling in during the second Jonas Brothers concert during the second intermission, being like, "All right, we're ready to go for pregame over here." But this was a good game though by the Devils. You can see some things, obviously, that they still need to work on, of course. But overall, this is a game they needed to win. Yeah. They needed to win this game. We were looking for both of these victories against the Canadiens and the Blue Jackets, because, playing Dallas and then Vegas right after that, that's not an easy twofer right there. So these points are important. We know everyone is all crunched up there in the wild card standings, but you got to stick with it. And there's no reason why you can't rattle off a streak now, and maybe get yourself a little ahead, or don't let the easy points go by the wayside. The games that you're supposed to win, you got to go out there and dominate and make sure you get those 2 points.
Agreed.
So they played. I think they played well. Like we said, Marino and Nemec looked a little bit more in sync. Cal Foote, I've been loving what I've been seeing from him. Yeah, love what he brings to the team.
He's showing why he was a first-round pick, by the way.
Yeah, steady presence on that back end over there. Stay-at-home defenseman that we've been missing on this team. Holtzy is developing. Woo, baby. Love it. Toffoli, we're still hoping that he breaks out. It seems, Nico has had some good offensive plays. We know that one game he was robbed of an assist. He gets the goal tonight. So you're seeing him starting to pick it up a little bit. Timo Meier looked good again. He had a couple of opportunities. He's skating well. He's getting into those zones. On the Nico goal, he was screening the goaltender there. He had another one where he was driving towards the net. Good play there where he got leveled by someone. But, hey, he popped back up. But like what we've been seeing from Timo Meier, and I know we've been talking a lot about Fitzy possibly, making a deal, but I don't know. I see this team more or less standing pat.
Sometimes it's just the best deal is the ones you don't make, and Alexander Holtz. I'm thinking some players in the past that Lindy Ruff has coached and developed. And do you remember, I'm going to it's his last name is sometimes it's a kind of a tongue twister. But back at Buffalo Sabres, probably between the late '90s to mid 2000s, Maxime Afeganov. You remember him?
Yeah.
Holtzy's is playing like him. Just if he can just put that 110% effort, and we know he's got a shot, but can he put the hustle in his game like he did tonight, going hard to the net? I mean, he could be really. I mean, the balanced scoring on this team is giving me hope right now, because right now they're doing without Jack Hughes. Palat's out.
Dougie.
Yeah, Dougie. Siegenthaler. There's a lot of guys out. But it's just amazing how they're starting to, again, learn how to play good team defense. But if they can play mistake-free hockey, and then once we get some of these guys back, this could be, again, this team has the potential to be blowing a lot of these teams out each game, in the regular season.
And those two names, don't forget, from a year ago, that was over 170 points for this team. Jack Hughes, Dougie Hamilton. That's a big hit right there.
Yeah.
Big hit. I can't remember how much because I knew he was in the 70s, right? I think that's where he finished.
Yeah. In the mid-70s.
I think he was in the low 70s. And Jack was 99. So that's over 170 points from two guys. They're out of the lineup. I don't know if Jack's going to be back before the All-Star break or not.
He should take his time.
It might just be best to stay out these next few games. Let this team learn how to win through this adversity. I ain't got no problem with Alexander Holtz playing on these bottom lines, because I think he brings that scoring threat to those bottom lines. And he really uses the Tierneys, the Bastions, the Willmans, to his advantage to open up space for him.
Yep.
I just don't want to see him getting benched, because I like the way he's playing, and I think his game has developed very nicely into a full 200-foot game. Of course, he's going to have a mistake or two here or there. He's a young kid. But for now, I will still trust in Lindy. Even though there are times where I'm like, what the hell is going on? I will still trust in him, because I've said that before, and he steered this team in the right direction. So, as of now, I'm saying stay the course. Trust in Lindy, the gambler. And we'll see how we go. VTech has got to clean up those rebounds, though. That's a big thing. Especially with the young defense in front of him. Hopefully, Foote will bring up some stability there. But with Nemec, with Marino playing on the opposite side, with Luke, you have some guys there that aren't really physical powerhouses, besides like a Ball or a Cal Foote. If Hataka starts playing, we'll see if he gets into the lineup as well. Colin Miller threw a couple hits tonight, but those rebounds with that young defense, that's where the dangerous situation may lie.
Yeah.
So
it has to be a total team effort, like we've been saying.
Got to be a team effort. It's got to be a 60-minute team effort, because you don't have a Jack Hughes or a Dougie Hamilton who could put the game, on their shoulders and just walk away with it.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Jesper Bratt is someone who could do that as well. But we've seen Jack and Dougie do it so many times. And Jesper has, he's having a solid ass year.
Yeah. I mean, that's not how you're supposed to win games, is to rely on players to take the team on its back. This is the way.
Well, I think Jesper has the target on his back now as that guy that teams see, and they're like, "This is the main threat that we need to focus in on here."
Yeah. I mean, this is what great teams do. They play the team concept, and they win as a team, and the games that they steal are the ones where you get that individual heroic performance. Certain players that can just put the team on the back and steal you one, But that's the way. That's where championship teams. That's how they're built. They play. It's a great team defense. They play as a team, balanced scoring, timely goal scoring, timely saves. But every once in a while, like the comeback kids, the Devils are. You're down 3-0. They can score 3 goals in an instant. You shouldn't have to do that every game, but it would be nice, to actually win games without having to do that all the time.
They put 4 up in the second tonight, so they had that opportunity. And Nova, Brendan Smith is on IR. He's not going to be back for a little bit. I wouldn't think he'd be back before All-Star break, so I can't remember the amount of days that you have to be on the IR once you get placed there. But yeah, I don't foresee him coming back before the All-Star break. So I wouldn't be shocked if we see Hataka in there at some point as well, just to maybe get a little taste of the big time. And he looked good in preseason too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad he's someone that, he in all of our givings to the San Jose Sharks, that's someone who came back last year with Timo, right? If I'm not mistaken, that he was part of the Timo deal.
Yes, you're correct.
Because Mohamed Doolin went, Ahoytuk went, Zetterlund went, Blackwood went.
I think he was just a throw-in too. It wasn't like
I think he was as well. But I think they did their homework on him, and they saw someone who has that potential to be one of those steals. I don't know if he's going to develop the way Jesper Bratt did, but he may be a good serviceable, lower pairing defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
But we also needed to rebuild some of that depth that we have, because you can see right now we are just skimming the bottom, and unfortunately that's because we have a lot of injuries, but we have made some trades. And that Timo one was a big one. Losing Zetterlund, losing Ahoytuk, those are 2 guys that you could just plug right in, at the big league level if you needed to. So, we shall see, though. We're going to be back tomorrow, Saturday. Breland, Ring of Honor Day here at the Let's Go Devils podcast. We'll game day live. Short Sky, Vinny Parisi, Sam Wu, who's going to be on location at American Whiskey. It will be Sam Selfie Day for Sarge. Going on at American Whiskey. So we know that Ted's going to be down there yet. Anyone else? Get yourself an Crew brew. Let me see here real quick. JS. I'm going to look for you right now. Today, he had time on ice. Where's Mr. Holtze? 13:04. So not still crazy numbers, but definitely better than the 8 minutes that he had the other night.
But those are typical fourth line numbers, though. It ranges from 8 minutes to 14 minutes. It's not like it's,
He had 3 shots on goal, 1 point with the goal, 16 shifts. So that's fine. That's fine. That's not bad, especially someone who's still learning his game and everything like that. But man, his goal, go back and watch it. He's the one who started that play in the defensive zone, winning the battle along the boards, and passing to Tierney, who broke out. I've liked what I've seen from Alexander Holtz. And you know what? We've all been getting on Lindy, but Holtzy's been getting better and better and better and better. So maybe Lindy's pushing the right buttons. But the good thing is, we get back at it tomorrow. Finally going to try and get our second win on the second game of a back-to-back. And we know we got the home woes going on as well, so hopefully the Devils can do the two birds with one stone over here and get that the second back-to-back win and a home win for these rambunctious Devils fans who just want to get behind this team at home and cheer them. So hopefully they bring a W for Sarge's night. Sergei Brylin, Ring of Honor ceremony. We'll be doing an earlier game day live so everyone can get into the arena to make sure they're there for the ceremony. And then, of course, Devils After Dark, we'll be talking about, hopefully, a Devils W against those Dallas Stars. It was a tough team. It's going to be a tough team. And Dallas is already in Jersey. They're getting their practices in. They're getting their morning skate tomorrow. They're going to be well rested. So hopefully the Devils come in ready to rock and roll. We old yellered Columbus. Very nicely done, Max. The Devils should play in the Red Army uniforms to honor Brylin.
Wow.
I don't know how that one would go over, but let's just say the Devils have red in their jersey anyway. So, yeah. Why don't we'll just stick with that? That was more of a tease. Was Brylin a part of that?
Brylin did play in the Soviet era. You know, I mean, he had stories about reusing his own hockey tape because they were so poor, you know, and I mean, his story of how he came, you know, to the United States is pretty interesting as well, which, you know, just, you know, again, he is just like how he conducts himself now. He's very quiet, but does his job. I mean, it's what Marty Brodeur said. You know, he's like a Swiss Army knife. You can put him anywhere.
Yeah, and I think Dano, or was it Bryce on the broadcast tonight, made a comparison with him and Nico Hischier, and that's probably a damn good comparison over there. Mm-hmm. Nico might have a little bit more of the goal scoring touch, but Sarge in his early years, he was putting up those goals. So, yeah, and I'm seeing here.
I'll tell you
Go
what.
Ahead.
If Sergei Brylin played in today's NHL, he would have a lot more goals because he played in an era where you get crushed. I mean, that was the big boy era when he played. You know, a lot of clutching, grabbing, you know, and plus there was the red line. There was no two-line passes. So, you know, I wonder what he could have done if he was drafted today and played in today's NHL.
Well, you never know. And it looks like I see Pollock and Mike are saying that Dallas got smoked by Filthy tonight. Mike is even claiming that the Philly fans threw batteries at the Dallas Stars, which, you know, we wouldn't put it past them. So, yeah, Stars are going to come in ready to rock and roll tomorrow night. Wait a minute. I thought they were already in Jersey. When did they play? They played Dallas tonight? I mean, they played Philly tonight? Oh, last night. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so, yeah, they're going to be pissed. They probably had a practice today. And they're going to be ready to go tomorrow. So, Devils, get yourself ready for the Sarge. I want to get him a W. I want to thank everybody, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, X, Twitch, Instagram. Big Devils victory. We'll be back again tomorrow to do it all over again. Saturday night special, Leonard Skinner style. The Devils and Dallas Stars. Thank you, everyone. Turn it over to Sam Wu for the final goodbyes.
Yeah, tomorrow will
Use that QR code.
Tomorrow will be a triple header Saturday. Stay the fan address in the morning. Game day live at American Whiskey and Devils After Dark at American Whiskey. Till next time, joinourcrew.com. Let's go Devils.